Start with the county auditor, Tony, first.
You got your minutes.
They're not giving him any.
Oh, the minutes? We gotta do the minutes
Minutes first.
All right.
First.
Did you see anything wrong with the minutes?
Nope, I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept the minutes.
And I'll second it.
There you go.
Motion's been made and carried, passed.
To the affirmative and all that good stuff.
Yep.
Acclamation.
There you go, Rex.
Okay.
Second on the thing, Jenna, would be the auditor?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna do the auditor's report. Tony, I'm turning it over to you.
There you go.
Somebody get the attorney under control over there. Shannon,
Gotta get Mark Berg under control.
just go grab him by, hey, like this. Huh? Okay, first we have Elaine Shapley, her monthly claim, this is for April. $2,916.67 for Elaine Shapley.
Okay, I'll make a motion, to go ahead and approve that claim.
Second. It's been passed.
Alrighty. Next, we have Eastern Alliance Workers' Comp claim. These are all in February in the amount of $1,927.72. And actually, Steve, you are going to have to sign these because Stan's not here, so you're the acting chair. Eastern Alliance Workers' Comp. I'm trying to look and see, Rex. Some familiar names on there, so. You know what, let me just pass this down. We don't want to give out any names, so you guys can just look through that, just worker comp claims. And then if that's approved, you'll just need to sign that one as well.
Some of the same ones we got on there.
Yep, yes it is. Shucks.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make a motion, to go ahead and approve the Eastern Alliance claim of $1,927.72.
Second.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Next we have, did you want to look at that, Mark? Workers' comp. Next we have payroll claims. Paid on March the 4th in the amount of $334,305.34. $334,305.34, and that's right around normal for that.
Make a motion, to go ahead and approve payroll claims.
Second.
Oops. All right. I'll let you get signed there before.
It's today's date.
Today is what is today, 15th?
I don't know.
This is 15th, Shannon?
15th.
Just till midnight? Well, the time did change, that's why I asked. Okay.
Where do we need it signed? It's already signed.
It's already signed.
Yeah, no, everything looks right on that. We have a deductible, so we have to reimburse for that.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Next we have, I passed out to you all the animal control report, and it's actually for 2 months, for January and February. You have that in front of you, I'm trying to find a copy for you to look at. The Sprungers.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Is it identical?
No, you got it right then.
Right there.
Oh, those two right there.
You know, you put them
One's
down.
January, one's February. That was submitted by Chad and Jenny Sprunger, by the way.
This is leaving from where to where? Like in January, he's got 36 miles. He picked up one cat at the Burnham Police Department. But where's that from to from?
Should be from his house.
From his house, I would assume,
Supposed to be.
and back probably, there and back.
Yeah, he lives up by northeast of Decatur. Can you scan these and send them to me, Tony? Because
Yeah.
I'm gonna send them down with
Any other
the,
questions on
with
this?
the
No.
animal contracts.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the January, February.
Can we scan it and
Animal
send it?
control reports?
Yeah, I have all-
Second.
I can take them. Yep, that works.
Well, that's 1 month. Here's the other month.
That works.
That's been,
Okay. Next, we have the clerk's monthly report, which I put in front of you. That Jim Vogelweed had submitted. Where's that at? There we go. I'll let Mark look at one. Pretty much, if you have any questions on it, I mean, he's not here to answer them, but fairly standard.
I'll make a motion to go ahead and accept the clerk of the circuit court's report for the month of February.
second.
Okay. We have accounts payable claims. We paid on the 16th in the amount of $757,900.61. $757,961. I think these were emailed to you. You have health insurance that the highway is sending over for their portion of what they pay, and that's a pretty big ticket item. Some IT stuff, highway stuff. Our Xsoft software is on there. That's why it's a little bigger than normal.
Right. Do you have any questions on this?
I didn't. Do you?
Okay, no, I'll make a motion to go ahead and accept the claims
Okay.
as presented.
Second.
Okay, I don't have anything else, but the only other thing that you can do now, Ed is here, if you want to do the treasurer's monthly report now, that would be okay. Or you can wait until the end, it's up to you guys.
We've got it now. You, Ed, you ready?
Yeah, I passed it out to you, so.
It's pretty much self-explanatory, everything's there, as it is every month, everything balances, what we have to do every day, but this is for the month of February, ending in February, and everything's kosher. If you have any specific questions, we always look at the very bottom number that says 0, that means balance, so that's good. Bank numbers, I have $33,016,916 in the 5 banks. I have investments of $2,558,375 for a total of $35,575,292 and change as of February 28th, end of the month. I will let you know that this last week I bought another bond for $300,000 at 2% interest. So a good interest rate. That puts me at $800,000 invested this year. I'd like to do at least $200,000 more by the end of the year, but I'm in good shape. They're all starting to come up, and I'm doing real good with our broker and kind of getting at the top of the list. Same guy Rex worked with during his term as treasurer, and Tom Crookerberg worked all through his term, so we have really good working relationship with them.
Our health insurance is still maintaining our balances.
Yes, health insurance, this is at the last of the month,
Yeah.
but our health insurance reserve, well, the 261 is the regular health insurance, $261,338 at the end of the month. The reserve is $2,895,696. So we purposely keep the regular health insurance account at around $300,000. We don't want it to drop below $200,000 before we start moving money around. But we keep it separate from the reserve because the reserve is less hackable. Not that I worry about any of that, but just in case it would happen. I got a few other things, but before we do that, I probably approve that. Or ask any more questions.
I'll make the motion to go ahead and accept the county's treasurer's report.
Second.
Okay, the reason that's here this week instead of last week, I was at the Indiana County Treasurers Association Spring Conference down in Indianapolis. It was a good conference. I was glad I went. Learned some good stuff and brought some of that back that we're working with now. Last week, we had the Commissioner's Certificate Sale. It's actually March the 1st. 2 weeks ago, there were 7 of 9 parcels sold, and I want to thank all 3 of you commissioners who are in attendance. So I think that's the first time ever we had all the commissioners in attendance at the Commissioner's Sale. So that was a good thing. And again, 7 of the 9 sold, so that was better than anybody's expectations. I was really happy about that. 3 projects that are my 3 big ones that are in the air right now. The Exsoft, we are live as of last week. We are online. We keep the CP as a reference, but we're working with live numbers now from Exsoft. We had 4,000 addresses that came back a little bit wonky in the transfer. Some of the lines were a little round. So we went back through those 4,000 addresses one by one and have those all corrected. And we could have done it after the fact as they paid their taxes, but it made more sense to me to get ahead of the thing, and we're all done with that. So we're completely online, ready to go. L&D Mailmasters, everything's on track with all of that. They are actually going to send us bills in the mail that we will practice using our scanners and everything, just to make sure that everything they have is good and we're ahead of schedule. We'll be getting those late this week. We'll be mailing out tax bills on Friday, April the 8th. So that's a full month before they're due on May the 10th. And then our VPS credit card vendor we're all ready to go on that, as all we have to do is flip the switch from eGov to VPS. We'll change the website address on our county website, and we will change the phone number that you would call in to do anything over the telephone. That's just two things that will change on our website. We already have those new numbers and new websites on the back of the new tax statement that'll be mailed out. So all of that's ready to go. Took a lot of juggling, but we got it all done. I told you we purchased another $300,000 bond. I want to do another $200,000, $250,000 by the end of the year to get with my $1 million a year investments. And I think that'll be a nice rotation. We kind of got out of it last year when rates went down to practically nil, but now that they're coming back up, it's good. And then the only other thing I have is our website kickoff meeting with Civic Plus and Civic Engage is next week. That'll be the people that run this in the state of Indiana, plus Ethan Snyder and myself. So everything's rolling pretty good. Any questions?
Nope, sounds good.
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir.
Last 2 meetings ago, we talked about Deb Gibson is leaving full-time. At that time, she was going to be done April 1st. She has agreed to stay on as my seasonal help through the tax season, which is a big help. So she can help train our new person. And, she has all that experience to get us through. She's not yet said that she'll do it in the fall, but I'm gonna work on her on that. If not, we have plenty of time to find somebody else. But I hate to miss her, but she's been there 24 years and she wants to retire.
Now, we posted that job, right?
Yep, and we already have somebody
You
hired.
got some more? Okay.
Should I say that, Shannon, or should you? Okay. We have hired Kim McDowell, who was my seasonal help last year. So she has a full year of experience in how the workflow and everything goes. My best feeling on the best candidate to replace Deb, and she knows everything going on. And she'll be learning the new system along with all of us. But we already know what we got. She's a known commodity and she'll do a good job for us.
Good, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Ed.
Well, let's see.
Might I say one more thing? There's a little politicizing going on with a couple members of county council on this TREX program, which is run through the state of Indiana. It's a collection service for outstanding property taxes. We do not use TREX. I've investigated it fully. We use another program, another group of people called AFCS that has been in service. Tom Krokenberg used it his entire 8 years. Rex Moore used them for a couple of years under the last part of his term. They do a much better job for what we need for personal property tax delinquencies. And there's a couple people that are saying that the TREX is the better system. And it may be for libraries, for schools, for smaller groups. But for what I need in personal property collections, I'm very happy with ASCS. I have numbers, facts, and figures if you want to get into any of that stuff, but it's really more for council. I just want to let them know that I'm very happy with what I got with AFCS.
Okay,
Thanks, Ed. All right, Brad's not here today for the engineer or highway department, so next on the list would be Rick, building and maintenance.
Hey, guys.
Morning.
hey, hey.
I really just have just a few updates maybe to give you, other than these little things here, other than the generator, that stuff all still in the works. So anyway, the clock's changed at the courthouse.
You got that done, huh?
That's done.
You got that up and running?
Yeah.
All right.
Friday, and this was kind of after work hours here, somebody in the gym kicked the ball and hit the smoke detector, knocked it off, and luckily it was just, everything got silenced quick, so that's been fixed, just fixed it this morning. Had to get a man lift in here and get up there to the top of the ceiling and get that fixed. Next Monday, and I've spoken with Judge Conrad and Carrie. I'm gonna change out the hallway lights with LEDs. They're the old time, big, fat, round, they're obsolete. And I can't even hardly find bulbs to change it, so I'm just gonna there's 6 fixtures. I'm gonna change them out to LED bulbs. so that'll be going on. Other than the ones and twosies, we didn't have to shovel any snow or anything last Friday. Seemed like every Friday it's been a challenge of all that. Any questions for me, I guess? I did speak with Mark, not to bring it up, and Stan's not here, obviously, but I think we're getting closer with the chiller, being able to get that posted. Mark got the specs, and we'll be looking at those and get something going with the chillers.
Did that guy from San Henry ever get back with you then?
Yes, he was here last, I want to say it was Wednesday, and was up on the road and everything. He's gonna get back with me with a quote, price, took pictures of what we had up there, which is what the other company did, 5-star. But I've not gotten his quote or bid yet, which I'm hesitant doing that, but I wanted to stay on top of it because we can't do anything until we get them condensers off the ground.
Right.
So
And he understood that.
he did, and I've told both that I've contacted with, they know that. But as everybody else, they know that, I don't know what the price of materials are gonna be when you're ready. Well, we'll have a ballpark idea. But yeah, he did. Spent just probably an hour or two with him.
Okay.
That's-
You have anything, Rex?
Nope.
All right, thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
I printed
Okay,
it upstairs.
Sandy's not here,
Julie Marie just sent it for me tonight.
so.
Okay.
Shannon, do you have anything for us?
Nope, I just have that one thing that Mark's got, it's kind of for both of us.
We just need a resolution number.
Yeah, I'm asking for it now.
This is a resolution of the Adams County Board of Commissioners, and this just puts in resolution form the policy for overtime for clerk's office employees during elections. So it's a resolution of the Adams County Board of Commissioners regarding the overtime compensation policy for employees of the Adams County Clerk's office during elections. Just says that the commissioners here acknowledge that members of the Adams County Clerk staff are required to work additional hours during elections. And whereas the commissioners have determined to adopt this policy to provide guidelines for incentivizing clerk's office employees with overtime cash payments for their work during elections, therefore be it resolved by the Board of Commissioners, the Adams County government will pay time and a half to non-exempt employees who exceed 40 hours of work time in a work week during the specified election season. Although employees are normally scheduled for a 37.5-hour work week, overtime payments do not commence until the employee exceeds 40 hours in a work week. Employees are required to record all hours worked pursuant to the employee timekeeping policy of the Adams County Employee Policy Manual, which was adopted February 15th. Overtime payments will be paid on a biweekly basis when the normal payroll cycle is processed. Employees are not eligible to save overtime hours for a one-time lump sum payment at the end of the specified election season. All overtime must be approved in advance by the department head. Working overtime without approval may subject the employee to discipline. For purposes of calculating overtime, paid time off, holiday, sick leave, funeral leave, and jury duty, and compensatory time shall be included as time worked. Department heads shall attempt to distribute overtime as equally as practicable among qualified employees within those classifications in which overtime is required. Overtime is mandatory as a condition of continuing employment, and refusal to work overtime may result in disciplinary action. Be it further resolved, this resolution shall be full force and effect upon adoption. Resolved today. Just need a motion to adopt this resolution. And Shannon did a nice job preparing the operative provisions of this policy. I think that follows what the council approved. So any questions on that?
No.
What's the number, Tony?
Angie's gonna look that up, and I printed, there was two things that Julie Marie sent. It was not a resolution of the policy regarding that I printed, but mine prints upstairs. And I'll need a extra copy of that anyway, so they're gonna bring that down, and she's gonna have the resolution number.
Okay.
And just as a kind of a plan for you guys, we're gonna do this resolution as a general policy, but then I'm gonna ask Jim to come to you guys during every election season to ask for specific dates between which the overtime will be paid. So it's gonna be in the minutes and it's documented that we're only gonna pay overtime between these two
Yeah,
dates.
because
So for the spring 2022
Thanks.
election season, it's gonna be March 19th
You know the
to
number?
May 13th.
10.
10?
So it's about 8 weeks.
10. Thanks, Bree. Here's the other thing that she got Julie said.
Okay.
Which I think is just,
That's just the exhibit.
just the exhibit.
Yep. Okay.
So you need a motion.
Need a motion to adopt resolution 2022-10.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. Motion.
Okay, and you're gonna have two of them to sign. Mine and Mark's. Shannon, do you need one also for your office or no?
I do want it to go in the minutes what dates we're using for spring of 2022.
For what?
The
For-
dates.
For the dates between which overtime will be paid for this election season.
Is that in the resolution or in the exhibit?
No, it's gonna be like, Jim's just gonna come every season and he's gonna ask, I'm gonna pay overtime between these dates and these dates, and they're gonna approve it every season, and it'll go in the minutes
Oh.
that way.
Okay.
So we have it documented.
I think it says, the resolution says for the time period designated by the clerk's
Oh,
office.
okay. Oh, gotcha.
So for this season, it's March 19th to May 13th.
March what?
March 19th to May 13th.
That one's mine.
March 19th through May 13th, so after, did you guys already approve that resolution?
Yes.
Okay,
March 19th.
and then probably have another motion in approving, for this election season for purpose of overtime for the spring would be March 19th through May 13th.
May 13th. May 13th, okay, I'll make that motion. Go ahead and approve it.
Second.
Yours is coming. I have a copy of that if you need one for the, I have the exhibit. Just waiting on them to sign your other, that one's mine. Mine's on one page, yours is on two. Oh, I gotta sign yours. Stan's not here, so.
All right, I'll take that back and have Brooke scan it.
There you go.
All right, thank you.
Need a paper clip?
I got one.
Anything else, Mark?
No, we'll, hopefully we get our dog animal shelter built here and opened up soon, so I'm gonna send the contracts out. We'll send them the reports about where the animals have been coming from. You've already spoke to everybody, so it'll be beginning January, so. Because that service has been continuous this year, so we'll ask them to reimburse the county.
Is Sandy coming down still?
Supposed to. What time is
We
it?
got it down at 10:40. A little bit.
All right, Sheriff.
This is 2021's annual report that I'm required by statute to supply a copy to the executive branches in the first quarter. I don't release to the press because it shows weaknesses and things like that, discuss that, so it's not a public document. It is, but it's not. If you would happen to request it, please be very careful what you would print out of it. But it gives an overview of last year. We talk about some of the equipment that was purchased with CARES Act and things like that. Gives numbers. There's quite a bit of information in there about staffing. That'd be something I would wish you to really take a look at for further discussions. It's just an informational report that is required to give out. And next council meeting, they'll receive their copy of it also, and both judges will receive a copy of it also.
Okay.
So, for your view, then, at a later meeting, if you have questions, we can talk about things. But some of the issues, like I said, are sensitive. I would not like to speak about in a public setting.
Okay. Got any questions, Rex?
Sheriff, with everything that you purchased through the CARES, all that equipment, everything, did that work out satisfactory to what you?
I would say it did, simply on the fact that we had one small outbreak for about a 2-week period. I think we had a total of, 5 inmates that tested positive out of the last 2 years, basically. And I consider that a huge win compared to all the other facilities and what they had. So I believe the ultraviolet light, disinfectant sprayers and stuff that were purchased. And honestly, just the commitment to our employees, the jail staff in general, about what they had to do. It's been a rough 2 years for those people. They've been under mask the entire time. They are still under mask now when they're in the confinement area and interacting with the inmates. The cleaning that they have done is unbelievable. For us to have a total of 5 inmates test positive in basically 2 years, I would say definitely that the equipment that was purchased was a wise investment and saved us overall in the long run.
Do you see anytime soon that you'll be lifting the mask?
I'm kind of planning every 2 weeks that decision's made. We just downgraded our quarantine from 14 days to 5 days through our medical provider and the advice of them and what they're looking at. So we just instituted that on Monday, yesterday. So it's getting closer, but a lot has to do with community spread. As long as that stays low, then we'll be able to start dropping that off. I'm hoping within the next 2 week grace, because we've been in blue for a month now. If we go to stay in blue again, then there's a good chance that's going to be lifted off of them.
Have anything else, Rex?
No.
Okay,
Thank
thanks a
you.
lot. Thank you.
We'll go ahead and enter this report into the minutes, so I'll make a motion to enter the County Sheriff's Office into.
It doesn't have to be in the minutes, it's just shown as made available to the commissioners, presented to the commissioners.
Okay,
You don't want to put it in the minutes.
okay.
Just have the minutes reflect that it was received by the commissioners.
Anything from the public? So now we're just waiting on Sandy.
Waiting on Sandy. While we're waiting, we had sent to the commissioners, because apparently there's going to be work sessions with commissioners and council regarding budgets and stuff. I think that's what was said at the last meeting. And we had sent you guys, I want to make sure you got the emails that we sent regarding, for example, county general, we had from 2018 all the way through 2021 showing budgets in each department. And county general, just for example, at the end of 2021, there was only 2.4% unexpended revenues. I mean, we're very conservative. That kind of proves it. When numbers are thrown around like 2.6 million of extra money or whatever that was, I think Paul Zerby, when he was here, he answered some of that. 1.6 million of that was for ongoing road projects. Then you had another 900,000 for bridge. You know, you don't fix all the bridges in 1 year. You have to have those CUME funds in there going forward. But we've done the numbers. Ed and I have conferred on this. County general only had 2.4% that wasn't spent. To me, that says the departments are doing a fairly good job of presenting their budgets. As big as the commissioner's budget was, over 6 million, you guys were under 10% unspent. So, you know, this is going to come up at some point in a work session, and I wanted to make sure that you guys got all that information and were able to look through that. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact Ed or myself. Ed in the treasurer's office knows what all the numbers are, and we in the auditor's office, we have all the percentages and data and so forth.
You said you sent that out?
Yeah, we emailed it.
When did you do that?
Bree would have emailed that last week. You can look it up here.
Well, if you're using unexpended funds as some sort of measure to determine, you know, whether or not budgeting is on track, you need to know where those unexpended funds are.
And we do.
In what departments. And then I think, especially when you talk about unexpended funds in road and bridge, those are entirely separate
And that's not
funds.
even county general.
And those are MVH funds, and those are, vehicle excise tax funds, fuel tax funds, funds coming from the state of Indiana. So you really have to,
It's right here, Rick.
categorize all of those
And
unexpended
you
funds.
cannot move those funds into county general. You
Last
cannot,
Wednesday.
Not at all.
you can't do that. You can't.
They have to stay in
You
the,
can't say, oh, we have 1.6 million in MVH, let's just move it over here to county general. Well, you can't do that.
can only be expended in that fund
Yeah,
for
last Wednesday.
highway.
Yep,
Okay.
good, there it is.
Yep.
Yep. I didn't know she had it, okay. Yeah, okay. Got it. Tony.
Got it, Tony.
Got it? Yes.
Yep.
Did
got
you
it.
also get, prior to that, we had sent two other, it was on the same, it was cash balances and all of the funds that are not in county general. And Bree attached the uses for that. She put the Indiana code that by statute can only use for those things. And she put what were grant funds. She took off a couple of things that have been discontinued. So you got all that?
Yes, I
Okay.
got all that too.
I just wanted to make sure you guys all had that before we had whatever
No.
work session.
That was on 3/8.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay, just if you have
Yep,
any questions
got it.
on any of that, just feel free to
Okay.
come by or call. And I believe Sandy's here now, so.
Okay.
Yep, Sandy's there.
All right, Sandy.
I'm just here on behalf of Safe and Adams County, April's Child Abuse Prevention Month.
How you doing, Sandy?
And we'd like permission to do our celebration that we do every year at the courthouse. It's on April 6th at noon, and we're gonna have a celebration on the steps, and then also plant the pinwheel garden out in the yard again. And we leave it out for April and maintain it, and then pick up the pinwheels at the end of April. So I'm just here to ask permission to do that again.
What was the date that you're gonna?
April 6th, it's on a Wednesday at noon.
Have them approve what you just said.
Hold
Yeah, I'll go ahead and make a motion to go ahead and accept that.
The second.
Have them approve in session yet what you just said.
Well, they can't really approve what I don't know how they can approve what I sent them.
No,
They can acknowledge that they
We
received
received them.
that information.
what he just said now.
Yeah, about all the budget
All the
stuff.
other-
If you approve that, I can include that in my story.
It's
What
actually
he-
public record. If you ask for it, I can give it to you,
Okay,
right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
public
Yeah,
record.
we don't have to, yeah. we
Yeah, don't have to be approved.
Okay,
because it's
but I
public
can-
I'll
record.
get it to you.
you understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I can include it in a story from this meeting.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah, you got it. I made a motion to go ahead and accept Sandy Brown's
Yes.
On
proposal.
April 6th at noon?
At noon, yep. And so the pinwheel garden will be up all of April.
Right. Yeah,
Okay.
just
Thank
like-
you.
Thank you, Sandy.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Anything else?
Got all this, Paul.
Yes,
Paul
I
has
sure will. We're
everything
gonna
on.
meet.
Paul, do you have anything for us? Nothing?
Thank you. Another day
Yep.
to come to your office.
Is the judge
Oh,
got
I
anything
can
for us?
email it.
Would
Who?
Jim, why
Judge.
don't you just make it right where it is?
Who?
You betcha.
Judge,
Judge,
I
I
got
don't
with
think-
Shannon.
Last year.
Oh, sure.
I don't know.
Thing.
I got it.
Wait and see.
I think he's just over or something.
All right. Sounds awesome. I appreciate it.
I can ask him.
Okay. All right, thanks. Excuse me.
If not.
I don't think he has any.
If, do you have anything else,
I
Rex?
don't have anything else. No,
I'll
not
take a
this
motion
morning.
to close.
I'll make a motion to adjourn if we don't have anything else going on.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
we're adjourned.